Hey guys, how's she going today? Well, we're gonna go out and calibrate our acre counter, new acre counter in the tractor and on the drill here. So we marked off 1,000 feet, now we gotta drive it so it can figure itself out. But here's a real quick look at them. There's someone just asking about them. There's a 500-gallon diesel, 300-gallon diesel, 300-gallon gas, and then a small 50-gallon gas underneath. And this empty stand is the tank. We put on the service truck another 500 gallons. So those are just stands that Grandpa had made. They were kits you could buy, and they're supposed to go on cement pilings into the ground, but we made them so you could move them, and welded drill stem pipe on the bottom of them to make a frame. So that's all there is to them. They're just gravity fed tanks. So, but we're gonna go out to the field here and drive our stretch, and then we should be good to go. I'll tell you all about what we did to get our seed situation figured out here when we get this thing calibrated. I'll have more time to talk to you than right now. So we'll talk to you here in a few. Gross. God darn snow. Anyways, so we're just about to run our 1,000 feet here, so I figured while we're doing that, I'll tell you about what we've figured out here for the seed there. You remember last night I had a little bit of an F up there trying to do something different than what I usually do, and found out I couldn't do it. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go watch it, and then this part will make sense to you. But I phoned them, the CPS Nutrient Ag there, our retailer for all our inputs, and what I ended up doing is we've got seed in this tank and that tank. This seed here I left from last night, so it just has that liquid inoculant on it. So it's a little bit under inoculated, but this back tank, I over inoculated it to kind of make up the difference for this one. And then when we fill it next time, we'll do them both the same. So on this tank here, I just have that liquid inoculant on it, and the back tank, oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Back tank, I have the peat moss inoculant, that flowery dirt, you haven't seen it yet, along with the liquid inoculant. It's acting to less like a glue to make that powdered inoculant stick. And then I also had the 4 bags that I'd opened from last night of that granular inoculant I couldn't return. So I'm taking just scoops of it and mixing it in as the seed fills. So it'll be mixed in there too. We're kind of triple inoculating it, but that granular stuff, maybe 2 pounds an acre it'll be going on instead of the 8, like what it would be if you were putting it separate, like how I was going to try to last night. So it's more or less the same setup as how I did it last year. I'm not changing anything different. I'm not reinventing the wheel. So I just figured I'd tell you that's what we're running for seed and inoculant here right now. No treatment on it. I treated it last year, some of it, and some of it I didn't, and there was no difference. So anyway, we're gonna run this 1,000 feet, and we'll know if things are working. You can see the meter wheel running. It's calibrating on this 1,000 feet. It knows how far it's going. We told it how wide it is, and then it figures out how many rotations it made in 1,000 feet, and that's how it calibrates the size of the rotation on the tire, because this was I believe this is an acre in a line like this, so it knows how many cranks are in an acre, and that's how it knows how many acres we've done. So anyway, we'll talk to you here in a little bit. And then this guy was on here for a little bit because we had the Versatiles busy. Dad's got it set up now so that it uses 2 like each cylinder is independent now, like he was going to do in the first place, and then he didn't because he wasn't sure if he could or not, but now he thinks he can. So it must have worked because he was using it all morning this morning. And then he added one more piece on here because he wasn't sure if that was enough or not. So there's 2 more pieces of 4x4 underneath of there with a strap back so that it's not just that piece hanging on to her that way. So I don't think she's going to let go anywhere now. So we're going to unhook this and put that on the disc, and I'm going to put the 895 on the cultivator because I've got a few strips I got to cultivate where the road work was. And Antoine's going to go chop up some kochia. Right, Tuan? Mm-hmm. Alright, well, we got the air seeder all set, calibrated, greased, full, ready to go. Now we just need a field that's ready to go seed into, so we'll see. Hopefully it's sunny out the rest of the afternoon and tomorrow morning, and if it is, we'll be seeding tomorrow afternoon. But for now, I have the 895 here and the 36-foot cultivator, and then Antoine's behind with the 4640 in the disc, and we're going over to that stretch of road construction I was telling you about that we got to try and fluff up a little bit so we can seed it. So I'm going to just make one pass over it with the cultivator here to loosen it up because it's too hard for the disc to sink into, and then Antoine's gonna go over a few times with the disc. So I guess we'll get at her. This stretch here between the road and the slough, this all used to be, you couldn't get to it because of where the water ran and everything, and they drained a lot of this down with their new road construction when they did it here, because all the water in these big sloughs, it was wrecking the road could never dry out, so it was always quite spongy and soft. So this is all new acres here, all of this, so it's rougher than hell here right now going through most of this, but I'm gonna have a lot of trees and pieces of stick to come pick up after, because there used to be trees on all of this. You can see there's pieces of stick hanging out of the ground all over the place around here. Ooh, boy, that was a hard pull there. But yeah, I'm gonna get this all fluffed up, and then we'll have to come back around and pick up all of that junk I'm yanking out of the ground. You can see all the willow trees there that they pushed up, but it's kind of nice. This all of this is just wasted ground here. There's probably a couple acres here anyways, so anyway, back at it. Well, I just finished up the last little strip, and Antoine's over there disking away. This tractor doesn't smoke like the 835 since it's not opened up. Anyway, he's chopping up. There's a whole bunch of willow pieces there, like roots and everything else, because there's a bunch of willow trees there that got pushed out. So he's kind of sizing the pieces with the disc. It's chopping them up pretty good. Whatever it doesn't chop up into a manageable enough piece, I'll come back here at the 40-20 in the loader or my half ton and pick all those pieces by hand, but I think it's going to probably do a good enough job. I won't have to worry about it. There are some big pieces there that I know he won't be able to do. They're like full trees, obviously, so he's just going to stay away from them. And I'm going to run home with this and go get either the 40-20 in the loader or a truck or something and come pick sticks, I guess. There's a bunch here, and then there's a bunch across the road at quarter called Clems. I'm going to be calling it that in the videos, so if you're questioning what I'm talking about, it's called Clems because that's where way far along back in the history books there one of our relatives lived and his name was Clems, so that quarter's called Clems for future reference. Anyway, I'm going to run home here and grab the 40-20 or something, and then I'll be back again. Well, I have for sale here one slightly used 11L 15 tire, round everywhere except on the bottom. I'll be taking offers on that if anyone's looking for one. Yeah, it should be all right. 3/4 of the tire's good yet, so I mean she's got lots of life in her yet if anyone's looking for one. There's just a few marks on her there from going down the road a little ways to get to the approach here, but nothing that won't buff out there with a little bit of elbow grease there and maybe a tube. I think you'll have that tire working again. Shit. I just pulled out onto the road back there at the other approach and made it about an 1/8 of a mile, and all of a sudden I heard push and looked back, and yeah, the tire was thump 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 flat on the road. So I guess I got some spares at home, so I'll just wait for Amanda to come with my truck and pick me up, because I'm not walking 4 miles back home and then walking back again with all the parts I need to fix that in my hands. So I guess I'll wait for a ride to come get me. Well, there, quick little pit stop and we should be good to go again. The cab fan in here is on her last leg in this tractor, but anyway, I've got I lied to you. I think it's supposed to be a 900 in there, but I've got an 1100 in there now. It's a little bit tight, it's not touching anything, but I wouldn't want to cultivate with it that way. But this is the last I had to do with this cultivator, so it'll be good enough to get home with anyways, which is all I wanted. So get all folded up and back on the road again. Hopefully I don't have to change another tire, so alright, well, that was a little bit of a added delay to the day, but now we get to go do some real fun here and go pick some sticks. I know that shovel's smaller, that's the one. Oh, we had lost one and I had a brand new little one like that riding in the half ton that got tapped on there, and it's just kind of been there since, so you always overlap anyways, so it doesn't really matter. So go see what the 40-20 has to tell us here today and go pick some sticks up. Oh, duh, that was tight. Hasn't moved at all since we worked on the engine. Where are you? There it is. There. There. Friggin' short old Antoine. Always moves the seat on me. One is Safety first, everybody. Oh, there's a lot of sticks in this little area. Look at how many more there are yet. I've only done this little spot here, and there's still some over there yet, and some that are stuck in the ground. And I'm going to get Antoine to come disc through here after, and it'll pull up whatever I missed, and I'll pick them again. And then I guess after we seed it, I'll come back through here once more and pick up what's left. But that's how I'm going to be spending my evening here, is picking all these goddamn sticks. So anyway, I guess hopefully tomorrow we're seeding, so there'll be a live stream if we are. So I guess if you want to see that, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and we'll talk to all you guys later.